Life is never a straight path. It is full of storms, noise, distractions, and endless chaos from the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep. The world pulls at you. News feeds screen negativity. People project their fears, traffic tests. Your patience, deadlines, weigh heavy problems stack up. Everywhere you look, it feels like there is noise, outside noise, inside noise that makes your mind race, your heart pound, your body restless. And in this storm, most people break. They let the chaos define them. They let the noise control their peace. They live like leaves tossed in the wind, directionless, powerless. But you are not here to be a leaf. You are here to be the tree that stands rooted. While the storm rages, you are here to be the mountain that does not bow to the wind. You are here to be the fire that burns steady, no matter how much the world tries to smother it, because peace is not found when chaos disappears. Peace is found when you learn to be still inside it. Peace is the unshakable strength of knowing that though everything outside can shift, everything inside can remain grounded. Peace is the inner fortress that no storm can penetrate. Peace is not weakness, it is power. Power to choose your state, no matter the circumstance. The power to remain focused while others panic. The power to hold your center while the world spins off balance. And the truth is, the world will never stop being chaotic. There will always be problems. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be noise. So if you wait for silence to find peace, you will wait forever. But if you decide to build peace within, you will carry calm in the middle of fire. And that is the ultimate strength, because when others lose their heads, you will keep yours. When others freeze, you will move. When others collapse, you will stand. And that steadiness will make you unstoppable, because greatness requires clarity. Clarity requires focus, and focus requires peace. Without peace, you chase every distraction. Without peace, you drown in every problem. Without peace, you live reactive, always pushed, pulled, broken. With peace, you live proactive, deliberate, powerful, because nothing shakes you, nothing rattles you, nothing controls you. And how do you build that kind of peace? You build it by mastering your mind, because the mind is the battlefield where chaos either conquers you or you conquer it. You must learn to observe your thoughts without being enslaved by them. You must learn to breathe through the storm, to pause when the world rushes, to choose response over reaction. You must practice daily the art of stillness, even if for a few minutes. Shut down the noise, shut down the endless scroll, shut down the endless scroll, shut chatter, and listen to your own breath, your own heartbeat, your own stillness, because in that silence you reconnect to your true power. And once you taste that inner calm, you begin to realize that peace is not out there. It is in here, and when you cultivate it consistently, you can walk into environment, any storm, any battlefield, and carry calm like a weapon sharper than any blade, because it allows you to think clearly, act wisely, and move powerfully. While others are lost in panic, peace becomes your secret advantage. Peace becomes your competitive edge. Peace becomes unbreakable foundation, because storms are temporary, but peace is permanent if you choose it. Chaos is external, but peace is internal if you train it. And the stronger your inner peace, the greater your outer impact, because people follow the calm in the storm. People trust the steady in the crisis. Look to the grounded when everything shakes, and you can be that anchor, not just for yourself, but for those around you, your family, your friends, your team, your community. When chaos erupts, they will look to you. And if you have cultivated peace, they will feel it, they will draw strength from it. Presence alone will shift the atmosphere, because true peace radiates, it cannot be hidden. It transforms spaces, it influences people, inspires strength, and that is why peace is not just personal. It is powerful for the world. It makes you a leader in the truest sense, not by title, but by presence. And imagine living like that. Imagine walking into every day with calm confidence. Imagine facing problems with unshakable steadiness. Imagine carrying within you a quiet fire that nothing can extinguish. That is what is possible when you decide to master peace. And it is a decision you must make daily, because chaos will not stop testing you. It will not stop knocking. It will not stop screaming. But every time you return to your center, every cry, you choose calm over panic, clarity over noise, stillness over chaos. You grow stronger, you build resilience, you sharpen focus, you become more unshakable, and soon what once shook you no longer moves you, what once overwhelmed you no longer distracts you, what once felt unbearable becomes fuel, because you now know how to turn storms into strength, noise into focus, chaos into calm. And this is the path of true power, not the elimination of problems, but the mastery of your response to them. Because if you can control your inner state, the outer world loses its power over you, and that is real. Freedom, not freedom from storms, but freedom in storms, not freedom from chaos, but freedom in chaos. Not freedom from the world, but freedom in the world. And that freedom makes you unstoppable, because you cannot be manipulated by fear. You cannot be broken by pressure. You cannot be broken by pressure. You cannot be distracted by noise. You live on your own terms with your own calm, with your own strength. And that kind of life is rare. But it is available to you right now with every breath, with every thought, with every choice. You can build it brick by brick, practice by practice, moment by moment, until it becomes who you are. People look at you and say, how do they remain so calm? How do they keep moving when everything is shaking? How do they find peace in this chaos? And the answer will be simple, because you chose it, because you trained it, because you became it where you be. Peace in chaos is not just an idea, it is a practice, a muscle, a discipline that must be trained like strength in the gym. And just like lifting heavy weights at first, it feels impossible. But over time you grow stronger. And the weight that once crushed you becomes light, so too with chaos. The noise that grieves the noise, once rattled you, will one day no longer touch you, because you have built the inner muscles to hold calm, steady. And when you learn to train peace, you discover that it is not passive, it is active. Peace is not sitting still doing nothing. It is moving with intention, clarity, and focus while refusing to be disturbed by what you cannot control. And the reason most people never experience it is because they spend their lives fighting the external world instead of mastering their internal world. They try to control people's circumstances, outcomes, but fail to control their own mind, their own reactions, their own choices, and that is why they are forever tossed around by chaos. But you can choose differently. You can choose to build a fortress inside that no storm can break, and that fortress begins with awareness. You must learn to catch yourself in the moment when chaos rises, when emotions surge, when your heart pounds and your mind spins. Catch yourself and breathe. Do not let the storm drag you by force. Plant your feet in the ground. Inhale deep, exhale deeper. Remind yourself that the storm is outside, not inside. The storm is temporary, but your peace can be permanent. And then choose your response. Not out of panic, not out of fear, not out of impulse, but out of clarity. Because every time you do this, you strengthen your power. And this is where courage comes in. Because to stand calm in chaos requires courage. It is easier to panic. It is easier to complain. It is easier to lose control, but courage is choosing calm when everything screams otherwise. Courage is trusting your own stability. When the ground shakes, courage is believing that your peace is stronger than the storm. And the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes, until one day people look at you in awe, because while they're drowning in chaos, you're walking on water. And here is the secret. Chaos is not your enemy. It is your training partner. Chaos is the weight that strengthens your peace. Chaos is the test that proves your growth. Chaos is the fire that forges your calm. Without chaos, peace would remain theory. But with chaos, peace becomes reality, and every storm, every challenge, every noise becomes a chance to sharpen your stillness. And when you begin to see it this way, your perspective shifts completely. You no longer run from chaos. You no longer curse it. You embrace it as the forge of your strength. You welcome as the sharpening stone of your mind. You see it as the environment where you become unshakable. And this changes everything, because then problems no longer shrink you. They grow you. Difficulties no longer break you. They build you, and chaos no longer controls you. You control yourself within it. And this is where true freedom lies. This is where your greatest self is born. This is where you unlock your highest potential. And think about it, every great leader, every true warrior, every world changer carried peace in chaos, because that is what made them stand apart. While others panicked, they stood. While others doubted, they believed. While others froze, they moved. And that is the same fire you can carry, because peace is not a gift for a few. It is a discipline for all. Anyone can choose it. Anyone can train it. Anyone can become it. And if you want to live powerful, focused, free, you cannot afford to let chaos own you. You must own yourself in chaos, and once you do, you will notice how different life feels. Suddenly stress loses its grip. Suddenly fear loses its teeth. Suddenly noise loses control, because you no longer let the external your focus, and from that focus you create results that others cannot, because they are too busy being distracted. Chaos while you are too busy being driven by peace. And imagine the power of living like this in your work. While others crumble under pressure, you thrive in it. In your relationships, while others fight over noise, you remain grounded in love. In your health, while others quit when things get hard, you endure with calm discipline. In your dreams, while others give up, When the storm rages, you keep walking because you carry your own calm weather. And this is not just about surviving, it is about thriving, about dominating your environment by mastering yourself. And once you realize this truth, the world becomes easier, not because it changes, but because you changed. And that shift is everything, because then no storm feels impossible, no challenge feels unbearable, no noise feels unmanageable, because you have become bigger than it. You are no longer the leaf, you are the tree. You are no longer the victim. You are the warrior, you are no longer reactive. You are intentional, and that transformation is the definition of power. The power that comes not from controlling the world, but from controlling yourself, not from silencing the chaos, but from silencing your reaction to it. And when you live this way, people will notice, they will feel your energy, they will wonder how you do it. And without even trying, you will inspire them to build their own peace, and this ripple spreads. Imagine if more people carried peace in chaos. Families would be stronger, teams would be focused, leaders would be steady, communities would be united, the world itself would shift. And it all begins with one person, you choosing peace, you choosing calm, you choosing strength, and you choosing it not once but daily, in every storm, in every noise, in every fire. You carry it like armor, you wield it like a weapon, you live it like your identity, until chaos no longer feels like the enemy but like the background noise that cannot touch your music. And your music is peace. Your rhythm is calm. Your beat is unshakable, and once you hear it inside you, it never stops. It plays louder than the noise, louder than the storms, louder than the chaos, and it carries you forward no matter what. Finding peace in chaos is not about denying reality, it is about mastering it, because life will never stop throwing storms at you. There will always be noise, pressure, conflict, setbacks, and uncertainty. The world outside will always be messy, unpredictable, and wild, but inside, you can build something unshakable, something untouchable, something indestructible. And that is what transforms you into a force that nothing can break, because most people wait for peace to come from outside. They wait for circumstances to calm down. They wait for problems to disappear. They wait for the world to align. But the truth is, if you wait, you will wait forever, because chaos never ends. It only changes form. One storm passes, another comes, one problem fades, another rises. So if you want peace, you must create it yourself. And this is where true power is born, not in controlling the storm, but in becoming the calm within it, not in waiting for life to slow down, but in learning how to move steady when life speeds up, not in hoping for silence, but in building a mind that hears silence even in noise. And when you reach this point, you become unstoppable, because you stop being reactive, you stop being tossed around, you stop being consumed, and instead you start leading yourself with intention, with focus, with clarity, and with strength. And once you do this, everything changes. Opportunities open that you could not see before, because you were too busy panicking. Doors reveal themselves because your calm allows you to notice them. Relationships improve because your peace allows you to respond with patience, not anger. Decisions sharpen because your focus is no longer clouded by chaos. Your health strengthens because you stop burning energy on stress and instead channel it into discipline and growth. Your dreams accelerate because you no longer quit when things get hard. You keep going because the storm no longer shakes you. And all of this comes down to a choice. And the choice is this: will you let chaos master you, or will you master yourself within chaos? Because the truth is, chaos cannot be eliminated, but it can be redefined. You can choose to see it as punishment, or you can choose to see it as training. You can choose to see it as something that breaks you, or something that builds you. You can choose to see it as the enemy, or as the partner that forges your strength. And the moment you shift this perspective, your entire experience of life transforms, because now the same chaos that used to crush you becomes the same chaos that strengthens you. The same storm that used to paralyze you becomes the same storm that awakens you. The same noise that used to distract you becomes the same noise that sharpens your focus. And this is the path to greatness, because greatness is never built in comfort. It is built in storms. Greatness is never shaped in silence. It is shaped in noise. Greatness is never created in calm waters. It is created in raging seas. And the ones who shine, the ones who inspire, are always the ones who learned how to carry peace inside, no matter how loud it gets outside. So if you want to live a life of power, purpose, and freedom, you must take this seriously. You must train daily. You must remind yourself constantly. You must build your peace like a warrior builds armor, like an athlete builds muscle, like a king builds a throne, and every time chaos knocks you down, you rise stronger. Every time it rattles you, you return steadier. Every time it tests you, you pass sharper, and one day you will notice something incredible, that what once shook you no longer moves you. What once scared you no longer frightens you. What once distracted you no longer tempts you, and in that moment you realize you have become unshakable. You have become bigger than the chaos, and that feeling is beyond words. It is freedom, it is power, it is life itself, because you are no longer living at the mercy of storms. You are living by the strength of your calm, and when you reach this level, you carry something magnetic, something divine. People will feel it around you without you speaking. They will sense it in your presence. They will see it in your eyes. They will notice it in your actions, and they will wonder how you stay so calm, so focused, so powerful, and without even trying, you will become a light. You will become a reminder that peace is possible, even in the loudest storms, and that is one of the greatest gifts you can give to this world, because the world does not need more panic. It needs more calm. It does not need more chaos. It needs more peace. It does not need more people who are tossed around. It needs more people who stand steady, and that can be you. But only if you choose it, because peace in chaos will never just fall into your lap. It is earned through discipline, through awareness, through repetition, through training, through courage, through practice, day after day, storm after storm, until it is no longer just something you do. It becomes who you are, and once it becomes who you are, there is no force strong enough to take it away. Not pressure, not fear, not failure, not loss, not noise, not chaos itself, because you have become greater than it, and that is the essence of true strength. So as you move forward, carry this truth inside you. Do not run from chaos, embrace it. Do not fear storms, welcome them. Do not hate the noise, use it as training. Do not wish for an easier life. Build yourself stronger, because when you build yourself stronger, you unlock a peace that never breaks, and when you unlock that peace, you unlock a life that is limitless, unshakable, and free. And that, my brother, is the power of finding peace in chaos. It is not just about surviving storms. It is about mastering them. It is not just about escaping noise. It is about turning it into fuel. It is not just about waiting for calm. It is about becoming calm. And once you do this, you will not just live, you will live powerful, fearless, steady, and unstoppable, no matter what comes your way.